say. So staying in this zone, in this healthy blood sugar zone, helps you burn more of the weight you lose. A higher percentage of it is going to be fat compared to, you can lose weight lots of different ways, right? But what I want, when you lose 10 pounds on the scale, I want as high a percentage of those 10 pounds to be fat and not other stuff. So some of the studies we've done in the past show that when you lose on a standard sort of I'm just going to cut my calories kind of a diet, of the 10 pounds you might lose, only about 7 of it is body fat. So there's about 3 pounds, or 30% of the weight that you're losing, is something else besides fat. Do you guys have any idea what that might be?
Muscle.
Muscle? What else?
Water.
One other thing.
Bone mass.
Bone mass, exactly. So the reason we fattened these rats up in my laboratory is because we wanted to have them lose weight quickly and see what the weight loss was composed of. And then we put them on different dietary regimens to see if we could change that. So if we just starved them, if we just said, okay, here's this fat rat, now we're just going to cut its calories and see how it loses weight. About 70% of it was fat, not bad, but 30% of it was lean, muscle, water, bone. And our laboratory was looking specifically at the bone piece to see if there were regimens that we could do to maintain bone mass. Because one thing that we see is that, do you guys know the term yo-yo dieting?
Yeah.
So, right after New Year's, right before, the swimsuit season, everyone wants to go to the beach, right before, a couple times a year, people lose weight. And then after that part of the year goes, they'll gain it. And then they'll lose it again. Then they'll gain it, then they'll lose it again. We showed in our lab that every time you do that weight loss phase, you lose some muscle and bone. It doesn't come back when you gain the fat back. And then you lose more muscle and bone. And it doesn't come back when you gain the fat back. So if you go through these cycles, these yo-yo cycles, roller coaster dieting, of losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, you're always losing muscle and bone and gaining back fat. So you might be the same weight. Let's say you're 100 kilos and 100 kilos. And you've weight cycled 5 or 6 times between those 2 time periods, you're actually a higher body fat percentage and a lower muscle and bone percentage over here after cycling a few times than you were before. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. So that's not what you want to be, because if you have less muscle mass after cycling a few times, what are you going to be more likely to do? You're going to be more likely to gain fat in the future, because it's that muscle that really burns all of our calories. And if you don't have that muscle around, your body's more prone to not being able to burn off the calories, more prone to store them, more prone to gain weight. And a lot of that ends up being belly fat because of the stress very well. Okay, so we were able to show, okay, of the 10 pounds you lose, on average about 7 pounds of it is fat. The rest of it is other stuff that you want to keep. But if you control your blood sugar appropriately, we can bring that to about 9 pounds out of 10. Now if we control blood sugar and cortisol, we can make sure it's 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's the idea of harnessing your biochemistry, just tweaking your biology a little bit to maximize a result that we're trying to get for people. And so in those people who are losing 100% of the weight they were losing was body fat, they had good blood sugar control, they had good cortisol control, but that resulted in them having better appetite, better energy. They felt like the program was very easy for them to follow because they weren't hungry all the time. So it's just, that's what as a product developer, that's the kind of stuff you want to study and then build into your products. So somebody can just take it and use it and go, yeah, it worked well. It worked for me. That's the end result of these kinds of products that we're trying to build. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? That's what's kind of built into these products. I think I already talked about this. If your blood sugar control is not balanced enough, if it's fluctuating wildly, you're going to be more prone to shifting your fat storage into fat instead of shifting your glucose into muscle where it can be burned. This is broadly called something called nutrient partitioning we talked about. But the bottom line is we want to get rid of one tissue and build up another tissue, or maintain one tissue while the other tissue is going away, right? It's not, people sometimes have this mistaken idea that you're converting fat into muscle. It doesn't work that way. They're distinct tissues, but you want to get rid of this while you're building this, or maintain this while you're getting rid of that. Okay? So let me stop there for a second, see if you guys have any questions.